I've been reflecting on some inspiration that'll be a solution to a lot of the bickering that that the social media algorithms that the enemy would like to see. Unfortunately, we have a few struggle streamers who are willing to get involved with this foolishness, this uselessness of divisive spirit, a claim and a claim to to boycott the continent, which I don't think is going to be have any impact on the bonding that we share with each other. And just to keep the spirit of substance, to combat, to be on the offensive with such uselessness. Of course, an idea like this will not be met with parity on behalf of the detractors who disrespect our purpose because they lack anything of parity with the substance. And so what I want to do on Marcus Garvey's birthday weekend coming up here, his birthday's on a Sunday this year. On that weekend, I want to sponsor on behalf of the International Black Forum, Free Life Records, Grand Marine Staffing. We want to host they're trying to target our sisters here who bring cultural cohesion with their braiding talents. Instead of setting up a workshop so that we can continue to expand this area into natural hair care products. They want to the jealousy at the people who want to be divisive are seeking to target our sisters, our sisters' entrepreneurial spirit here by attacking the hair braiding. And so we want to combat that here. And what I want to do is host $1,000. Of course, people are welcome to contribute to up the ante on that, but we want to sponsor $1,000 worth of natural hair cares at in the Chicagoland area. If you all have any who you would prefer, you're welcome to submit those, and I can reach out to those braiders and I would like to have it at a particular salon at a particular location. But I am willing to include multiple braiders. We can also explore booking a venue and having them at that particular venue, and then we host it, with the forum type of itinerary with the businesses. Have that part as they could be, hopefully it depends on the layout. They can be doing the hair, doing all of that procedure, doing the hair, doing the business executive summary portion of the itinerary. During the fashion aspects of it, also I'll be looking to get some garments for that period, the fashion periods. If you have any cultural garments that you would like to have showcased during this time, feel free. I'll be looking for some submissions and to feature some garments. Hopefully I can, if I order some, I have them in time so that we can showcase some garments, do some modeling there, and then of course have some open mics of uplifting content that's of substance. We don't want to have any drill where you're going to shoot up, what type of kilos you're going to sell, and then we don't have any of that. It has to be uplifting cultural contributions as far as the poetry. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to combat the attempted spirit of divisiveness with substance that that type of spirit is not going to be able to match. And that's what you need to challenge those who are telling you guys who are vehement with such zeal towards this divisiveness. Challenge them. What do they have in the month of August that's of substance that would match that would match us hosting the $1,000 towards hairstyles. I would prefer that they are natural hairstyles. There's even bad news coming out with the braiding as far as the chemicals that are associated with some of the hair care products. So we want to be uplifting with our cultural contributions, expanding so that we can then invest towards hair care that would be healthy. That'll be healthy and don't pay, and that will not pose some of the risks that we're hearing about there. Let me clock out here on the clock. It's time for me to get off and go to this here other giant. Yeah, so about 1,000 towards that hairstyle initiative event. That'll be like roughly 16. That'll be a budget for 16 styles. 16 at $60. I want to do it at $60 average of the hairstyle, and that would round out to around 16 people who we can sponsor. 16 ladies who we can sponsor with the hairstyle there, the natural hairstyle. Again, I would prefer first come, first serve. First priority would be towards those with natural hairstyles, and if the people who request to have it done, if you have slots left over that hasn't been filled with a natural hairstyle, then you'll be allowed to get the braids hairstyle. I would say the deadline then should be up until, since his birthday is on the 17th, that's a Sunday, so we're going to have the event on the 16th. So I would say the deadline will be that Friday, the 15th. And yeah, that'll be the deadline, so that you can have your name, or you can any of these methods. You can reach out to me, DM on the Facebook. There should be a contact information on blackforumsolution.com. You can submit your information that way. And yeah, we're going to be following up with updates, locations, and participants as far as the stylists. Again, if you're a stylist and you would like to submit your talents towards this initiative, feel free to reach out. I'll be looking for some stylists who I can solicit to participate in this initiative of unity, contributing your talents to unity against these divisive elements. This is a great time to not be on the sideline and to silence those who work against purpose. They're on the offensive with extra zeal towards divisiveness, but they don't have anything. They don't have anything of substance, really. The false pretenses of efforts towards reparations. There's no efforts towards that. You're not working towards reparations if you're placing more zeal towards fiscal sabotage of the continent and your brothers and sisters who are here, and operating out of bitterness. Okay, you don't have any agenda, anything of substance for a so-called FBA. If your main focus immediately is upon, again, targeting your brothers and your sisters, and so this would be a great chance for us to try to absorb the bitterness, the insecurity with love and substance and purpose and self-determination via entrepreneurial entrepreneurial deeds. And so that's what we want to do. Anytime they come up with foolishness, we want to match it with wisdom and purpose. Okay, I was watching a video. One of the sisters, she was with her man, was in Senegal, and they were pointing out there was streets called they were on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Senegal. Yeah, people was in the context. Yeah, I'm over here in Rosa Parks Boulevard in my country. And so again, no heads of state. I seen Sarah Subisetti. He's focusing on struggle streamers who have no consensus. They're not operating out of any consensus. I was watching the Captain Ibrahim, the very first And he was giving a speech in Niger, and the very first, within the top of his speech, he'd be acknowledging, cohesion that he has in his purpose with the Bukano people, the Malayans, or the Nigerian people. He's speaking of cohesion of all of them in the first top of his speech with the diaspora. He's speaking now. This is a guy, this is a head of state who, one of the journalistic contributors from the continent pointed out, hardly any heads of states are being given respect besides the Sahel leaders. Trump been on a rampage. Let a lot of people tell him that he's been on a rampage against, in the trade deals against other leaders. I think it's fair. I think that he's been operating out of them. And those leaders, I think it's been the mutual fairness has been the spirit of the negotiations. But what they're alluding to is that these leaders represent self-determination in the Sahel states. Okay, and they have placed it as a priority, Pan-African principles of cohesion and camaraderie with the diaspora. And so, my point is, there's no grounds for this spirit other than jealousy and insecurity from the struggle streamers who, are taking the bait for that they know the enemy will give an algorithm stream on their platforms of attempt. You have all these trade deals. Everyone's dealing with trade, dominating the news cycle right now. Everyone's involved in their respective trade negotiations, and here it is. When you talk about what's being given prominent attention on these platforms right now, is these little fringe opportunists, again, who are trying to, distract our attention from this substance with bitterness and divisiveness, And so, let's keep our focus. Let's combat the immaturity, the insecurities with self-determined wisdom and purpose. Here's the Boiler Monk MC, Surface Air Warfare the qualification. BlackForumSolution.com, Grand Marine Staffing, Free Life Records established 2004, Tidewater, shouting off. And so the dear brother, Fba Boycott is walking back the boycott. He's walking it back some, and that's good to walk it back some, but you can't have representation of that spirit whatsoever, period. You can't, why is that the focus at all, period? That's not the focus. I mean, I'm about accountability, but this is the love that we received, the love that I received from my people, especially on the continent, it dwarfs this foolishness that you all want us to focus on. That is of no significance. It's of no significance. And you're going to go find these people instead of the affirmations to promote on your platform. I've been listening to Fba Boycott since 2008. And so you build this brotherly level of expectations, of a standard of journalistic self-determination. And then he comes out and throws daggers at your heart, throws daggers at, this this foundation of brotherhood that you think you have, to be betrayed by telling you to then attack your brothers and sisters. And then, he's trying to walk it back and say, oh, it's not war. I didn't say nothing about no war. You are saying a war. If you're telling us to, to impact, the bottom line of our brothers and sisters, to put an oil embargo. You can't tell Japanese that it's a sneak attack on Pearl Harbor if we didn't place an embargo on their oil. And so we can't place an embargo on our brothers and sisters, our relationship and building up in the substance, what's the word that's in that, the symbiosis. You can't attack the symbiosis and then say that it's not a war. And so the focus needs to be affirmations, cohesion, self-determination that's collective and together. And that's it. It's nothing that is worthy of being distracted from that. Just so you can, satisfy some algorithms. And so it's reprehensible, and we need to, don't be on the sidelines. You have people like Karen Bass, who was running away from the retribution of the societal karma that my Lord's been placing down on the raft. When you talk about the 6 days before my son's 7th birthday, they've been stealing them for 6 years. She had to run off from that raft. She didn't want to face that raft and have readiness for her people in Cali when that raft was coming down. She wanted to run off and fake false pretense with the continent and Ghana during this period. So now, don't allow, don't think that these FBAs, these so-called FBAs, can bring about the same wrath that my Lord is bringing about for societal karma. Okay? You have to now get up and defend the continent and get the diaspora in line with, with the cohesion that we're supposed to have. Don't run over there and escape accountability with the continent, but now you can't take up for the continent to ensure that we're all brotherly and sisterly. All of the people who've been running off or who've been calling themselves taking the initiative with the right of a bold, this is the time now to collectively step out together. We talk about celebrities. Everyone wants to show, they want to boost their credibility off of citizenship on the continent, and that's good. But now you have duties with that citizenship to, reduce this attempted optics of divisiveness. Okay, we need all hands on deck to knock that out the ball, quell that foolishness immediately. If you're not focusing on agenda, if you're not focusing on initiatives, at least use your celebrity to keep down the divisiveness. Use your celebrity to do that. Everyone wants to show how they've done their DNA reports. All these people who did that with that wave, they're on the sideline with this bickering now. They want to let, because of, the bickering prevents them from having to produce substance. And so they don't mind the bickering and the fighting and the infighting, because now they get to go and sit on their yachts. Magic Johnson get to show him shooting the jump shots on his yacht. He get to show us shooting jump shots on his yacht. You feel me? He don't get to show us no deeds. All the chaos now. This is what's being shown in your charter school. Oh, the boy Monk, he started the charter school. He was the valedictorian, one of the first ones in Chicago. Use your billions and whatnot to start a bunch of charter schools, but now what's circulating in there? Divisiveness. And now it's time to shoot basketballs, you feel me, on the yacht. No, this is time now. Don't just jump out of the head of, use your money to jump out ahead of the charter schools, because the Boiler Monk was one of the first graduates, valedictorian, class president and all that, with Paul Vallis first brought out, they brought out the charter school. You want to if you're going to take the helm of a wave, it has to be comprehensive. When you see these problems coming out that brings about confusion and divisiveness, now is the time to, if you're going to shoot, you're going to shoot some shots on the yacht. Bring some people from the South Sudan and shoot the shot on the yacht with them, and have them play some horse with some brothers out the hood to use your craft and your sports to bring down this temperature of this foolishness. Okay, so I'm not seeing anybody I'm hardly seeing any of these celebrities stepping up to, call out this foolishness and tell it to pipe down. Okay, we need your presence on the continent was good, but right now we needed to follow it up with making sure we're all brotherly. Yeah, so to be first come, first serve. for natural hairstyles, we have priority. When there are slots left over, then we will go with braiding hairstyles. And also what I'm going to have as a priority are married couples. If you're a sister who's married and you want to take advantage of this initiative of cohesion and self-determination, you'll be given the first priority as well. We want to celebrate marital structure. We want to celebrate village building foundations, and so yeah, we're gonna have that as the priority. Again, if this is something that you want to be, I'll be having rounds where hopefully the time, I'm working I'm doing 88-hour work weeks. So forgive if the effort isn't where it needs to be on this go round here. It is spontaneous, kind of reactionary towards the foolishness. But structure allows you to be on the offensive immediately, and so International Black Forum is a structure, and so it's structured to, respond to this type of negativity with wisdom and guidance. And so yeah, we wanna champion marriages, and so if you're married, if you're a sister with a married, you want to get get your natural hair, get some maintenance done with some braids for the hubby. Be sure to reach out for us so that we can prioritize celebrating your union, creating unions for the village. It's the Bull Monk MC. Surface Said Warfare, the qualification. BlackFormSolution.com, Grand Marine Staffing, Free Life Records established in 2004. Tidewater, shout off.